Don't leave me hanging. It's go time.
Hey everybody, this is Josh, and welcome to another exciting game of StarCraft 2. This one is being played between MYM ClouD. That stands for Meet Your Makers. He is the red Terran up here in the top left corner of iCCup Fighting Spirit, and his opponent today is none other than Alternate Attack's Socke. He is the German Protoss player, and he is the light blue one up here in the top right of iCCup Fighting Spirit. This is a best-of-3 series, TVP, being played for the Justin.tv Invitational number 2. Socke asking why they don't play on the European server. I guess they actually played on the North American server so that some games could be streamed and stuff like that, but ClouD joking that Socke just wants better latency so he can drop force fields easier, and I don't think he would argue with that. He probably does want better latency so he can drop force fields easier, but either way, both of these players playing on North American server from Europe. ClouD is actually Italian, Socke is German, so they are, you know, hanging around. They're close by each other. I believe ClouD actually lived in Germany for a short while too, so he might still be there. I'm not positive, but ClouD coming back with Stimpack takes Micro 2. Socke actually off-races Terran every once in a while, so he knows exactly how hard Stimpack is to micro. And Gateway coming down for Socke, very normal timing there. ClouD, on the other hand, looks like he is not building a barracks at the fastest possible opportunity, so I'm actually already confused by ClouD's build order. Normally, you just see a barracks come up as soon as you hit 150 minerals after that supply depot finishes, but ClouD actually looks like he's going to be doing fastest expand, I should say. He didn't even build a single barracks, and Socke is actually going to bring his probe over here and prevent ClouD from dropping this early command center. That is just too good. What a weird strategy, and Socke is just very easily able to slow it down. Of course, Terrans do have the luxury of being able to build a command center wherever they please and being able to float it over to the natural at whatever time they want. The barracks for ClouD now is coming up as well, so he wasn't slowed down too much. It's just kind of a strange strategy, and Socke tried to take advantage there. If he can get one more jab off on this SCV, he will actually score a lovely kill. Might actually get 2 kills. He's regenerating his shield already, so it will take multiple hits from these SCVs to finish off the probe. Socke realizes that expansion is coming down whether he likes it or not, so he's going to go into the main, and I definitely would not advise attacking this SCV at this point. You do not have enough shields to live through that assault, the drill to the face, but Socke sees everything that he needs to. There's no refinery up, so he's basically getting all the information he could ever want out of ClouD's main here. I do want to follow him just a bit to see if the probe actually does get taken out, and ClouD manages to score a worker kill. Not bad at all. Socke has already sent a second probe over here, though, to try and destroy some SCVs of ClouD. If he could manage to hit this one building the command center, he might actually be able to kill it before it finishes, but it looks like he's not going to be attempting that. Instead, going for this one, building the bunker here at the front. He doesn't actually manage to get that. Now a Marine is out, so any hopes that Socke had of actually killing an SCV prematurely are now dashed. There is one more SCV through the middle of the map. The probe could actually bump into it, but it doesn't look like he's going to. Instead, the SCV escapes scot-free, and Socke does have a single stalker headed over to this bunkered front. Might be just trying to come kill this SCV. Might just be seeing what ClouD is up to. The stalker, ooh, he might have caught that SCV. I'm surprised he actually went back, but now the Marines inside this bunker will easily be able to shoot at the stalker. Socke needs to micro it away as soon as those shields are down, and he does very easily. This third base location here for ClouD could be hard to take during this game, as it is located between himself and his opponent, Socke. Socke is dropping a Nexus of his own here at his natural after getting only a single gateway. Doesn't even have Warp Gate tech researched fully yet. Ooh, and I almost bounced away before seeing this Twilight Council here being built for Socke, so perhaps Blinkstalker is going to be the meal of the day, or even a quick tech to Dark Templar. He does already have 2 gas, so we'll see if that is what he chooses to do. ClouD just getting as many minerals as he possibly can. Socke is actually ahead on harvesters. He's got Chrono Boost on his side to get probes out very quickly, but now that ClouD has 2 orbital commands dropping mules, his mineral income is way higher there. Couple of stalkers here for Socke, just hanging out at the front. Gonna see exactly when ClouD decides to move out. If it's, you know, soon or late or whenever, he'll be able to see it with those 2 stalkers. 4 barracks now total for ClouD, working off of 2 geysers. He's got a single tech lab up, and he's getting concussive shells. Stimpack should be the next thing that he gets from this combination of heavy bio. Tucks that Marauder inside the bunker. It does have concussive shells about halfway done, so not going to be able to slow down those stalkers. Instead, he does actually get them to leave their post, so Socke will no longer be able to know exactly the moment that ClouD moves out of his base. So, with this Twilight Council finished, Socke is dropping 3 more gateways. I don't see a Dark Shrine. Oh, there it is. So he is going for quick DTs off of 4 gates and 2 bases with 4 assimilators total. He should be able to afford quite a lot of Dark Templar. Let's look at ClouD's base here. Oh, there is actually an engineering bay already up. No chance he's going to be able to get Ravens out fast enough to deal with any Dark Templar, so he will need to build some turrets, especially here at his choke. This very small choke here is the only real land entrance into ClouD's base, so yep, there goes a turret right next to that bunker. ClouD not taking any chances, actually going to heavily neutralize Socke's Dark Templar build just by building a single turret. Hallucination is being researched now for Socke. If Socke actually sent that probe right here in the top right into ClouD's natural, he would see this turret building. He might actually want to cancel the Dark Shrine, but you know, too little too late. He might actually just have to go through with it and lose that gas that he spent on the Dark Shrine. But Hallucination is about to be complete. I don't see, actually there's only a single sentry here, so he could actually hallucinate a Phoenix if he wanted to get some scouting information. If he did do that, he would see a single factory and a starport being built now. Is that a reactor? Yes, of course it is. And there we do see the hallucinated Phoenix out of Socke, headed over to that main, gonna see everything there is to see if he continues moving. I'm not sure what's going on. But Socke is building a pylon right outside of ClouD's natural. If he's looking to get some sneaky Dark Templar in here... Oh no, look at that! Hallucinated Phoenix granting vision for Dark Templar up on the high ground, and there are no turrets up here in the main. I'm going to hide the production tab just so we can keep an eye on all of these DTs at once. There is no detection here. He's going to have to rely on scans up in the main. A couple of SCVs do go down. I see Dark Templar just kind of scattered around, one hitting a supply depot. That was pretty good. Managed to kill that off completely. Now SCVs and gas being targeted. We still have 3 DTs alive. There goes a scan taking out 1 Dark Templar, but Socke still has 2 of them alive, trying to do some damage here to a refinery. At least he's preventing ClouD from actually doing any mining here at the main. Now we see a turret trying to be built here, but the Dark Templar sitting right where the turret was supposed to be built. Marauder gets cut in half. Now Dark Templar number 2 over on the right side, cleaving up this reactor. Supply depot taking some fire now. Orbital Command does have enough energy for a scan. Finally, ClouD could actually scan and kill off this DT before that next supply depot goes down, but there we see the scan. Only 1 DT remains here for Socke. ClouD did a good job taking out that turret on the low ground at least, and now we see Marines starting to get hacked into tiny little pieces. Socke just demolishing these Marines without any combat shields. Just 1 hit kills a Marine. Finally, we get some detection in the form of this turret over here on the left side, and the DT threat has been neutralized. We do see a couple more being warped in here for Socke, though, and they're going to head right on over to ClouD's natural once again. I'm going to take Socke's vision and see if he saw that turret. Yes, he did, so he knows there is detection available for ClouD now. But where will he position these DTs? Here we see one running right past ClouD's army. Ooh, taking advantage here. Killing off a Marine very quickly. 2 Marines, 3 Marines. Still no combat shields done. He's not researching it either. That's 4 Marines killed by this single DT. He's got to feel good about that. They run all the way back into their turret. Of course, Socke is not going to be baited into chasing them down. He is checking all the other possible expansions with that other Dark Templar, and ClouD is sending a scouting factory now to get a glimpse at Socke's base. Let's look at the harvester count, since this is a little bit of a lull in the action. 64 harvesters for Socke, 51 for ClouD. He's got to feel good about the damage that he's done with these DTs so far. I know I would if I were playing, but Socke just hanging out here at this choke, waiting for ClouD to move out. Let's take his vision. He can see this army pushing closer and closer to actually leaving the base. ClouD's scouting factory not even going to make it into the main. Way too many sentries and stalkers here to let that happen. How many gateways total do we have now? That's going to be number 6 warping in right there on the right side of the base. And ClouD is moving out, drops a scan, takes out that DT that was watching the choke point, and now ClouD is going to continue to move through the top side of the map here. Socke does have quite a lot of sentry, stalkers, and zealots. Do they have charge? Yes, indeed, they do. They also have +1 armor upgrades. ClouD should have +1 weapons at least by now. Yes, he does. +2 on the way. Combat shields about to finish. Looks like he might actually start this engagement before getting combat shields finished. Might as well just wait a couple of seconds before doing that. But we'll see if he's got them done or not by the time he moves in. Socke has taken a 3rd Nexus, or is at least trying to take a 3rd Nexus. He is distance mining currently from that location. ClouD is going to stem up and run up this thin little ramp, going to be able to at least force a cancel on this Nexus, if not destroy it completely. Let's try to watch it here. It looks like it is going to be canceled just in the nick of time, so Socke thwarted just a little bit. There's no detection here still, though, and the DTs still getting some free shots on these Marines since they did stim up. It is a one-hit kill there, and we see a bunch of force fields trapping plenty of units from ClouD, so Socke with some really great force fields there, able to get some free unit kills. I really, really like that micromanagement there. He's got an Immortal out as well to deal with some Marauders. Charging Zealots and a DT go all the way back into ClouD's natural. We do have 4 Marines inside that bunker and a Ghost, as well as that turret for some detection, so Socke is not going to continue with that attack. But look at the supplies now, 128 over 124 for Socke. He's got a ton of Gateway units here, and an Immortal, and some a second Immortal over here, and Dark Templar, of course, are very, very threatening. But supply capped, can't do anything about that until he gets more pylons up. ClouD is only at 95 supply, but after supply capping, Socke, oh, look at this. He's taking the Nexus here in the middle of the map as well as a 3rd and 4th. Socke is triple expanding here in the mid-game while he has this big unit advantage. Let's see if that pays off. Holy crap. So ClouD focusing on MMM plus Ghosts, getting lots and lots of Ghosts, I'm sure, here in the near future. Or actually just one. I could be wrong. He's got one hanging out here, and I don't see any others. Upgrades continuing to roll out of those engineering bays, but it looks like he has not actually been able to expand to a 3rd this entire game. Socke still just keeping watch here with a single Dark Templar at that choke. He's going to know when ClouD moves out, if ever. Still distance mining with all these probes over to this 3rd base. This high yield could be massive for Socke. We'll see how long he's actually able to hold that. I don't know if ClouD knows about any of this. No, he scans, kills that Watchman DT, and ClouD does not know about the 3rd, 4th, or 5th bases here, so this could be very, very hard for him to slow down Socke's economy. 66 Harvesters against 62. Once that high yield is done, I'm sure he's going to get a lot of probes transferred over there, but ClouD is finally trying to take a 3rd base here, getting up 2 more refineries and dropping that CC down there. Should be making it into a planetary fortress if I had to guess. Yep, instantly starts that planetary fortress. And Socke has just been patrolling around with the Zealot, making sure ClouD can't expand anywhere that he doesn't want him to, and now the probes are starting to fill in these high-yield mineral spots here. Income looking heavy in Socke's favor right now, 70 Harvesters to 62. Even with Mules, these high-yield probes are making a huge difference there in that mineral count. But now ClouD looks like he is ready to start moving out again. He's got his full gambit of Tech Lab upgrades. He's got 2-1 weapons and armor. Socke, on the other hand, does have a Colossus out now with 2-1 armor and weapons. He's actually going the opposite direction there. Getting more Colossi out, more gateways on the ground. Got that bay, got that extended thermal lances upgrade already. He's got to be feeling good with his army composition. Let's look at the value and supply count real quick. Socke is leading in both supply and army value right now, so this could be very difficult for ClouD to deal with. However, he does have a lot of Vikings in the air, able to kill off a Viking in just a few volleys, so that's good for him. He does have Ghosts. We've already seen him with a couple of Ghosts mixed in there. We see a single DT headed over here, trying to cleave down that Ghost as fast as possible. A EMP is dropped right on top of that DT, but it did not expose him somehow. There goes a scan taking care of that, but that was kind of weird there that the EMP did not uncloak that Dark Templar. But here we go, big engagement. Get ready, Socke. Here it comes. Not a lot of sentries here. Guardian shields go up, but not a lot of force fields. These Vikings taking out this Colossus incredibly quickly, as we would expect, but it looks like ClouD actually has the superior unit composition here, taking out Colossus number 2 and 3 very, very quickly after only a couple of laser swipes, and suddenly Socke's standing army is reduced to nothing with that last scan finishing off that last DT. Army value there, it's been up the whole time. You can see ClouD just jumping way ahead by 40-50 supply, taking out this gold base now. Socke is not feeling happy about this. I think the real big difference here was the medevacs doing all that healing throughout that fight, keeping all those Marauders and Ghosts on the ground alive. Vikings, of course, playing a pivotal role, killing off those Colossi as fast as they spawn. So now Socke in his death throes. This is looking very bad. 161 supply for ClouD, 115 for Socke. And how many of those are Harvesters? 71 out of that 115 is purely tied up in Harvesters right now. So Socke's entire fighting army reduced to a couple of Zealots, a couple of Sentries, and a single Colossus. The Colossus is going to go down faster than ever as more Vikings are here now for ClouD, 8 total. Lots of Marauders and Marines still alive, stemming up to their heart's contents with 3-2 upgrades, while Socke is sitting at 2-2 upgrades. All these medevacs are in no danger of being killed. There's not enough anti-air on the ground here for Socke. He's very low on minerals and things. ClouD actually sitting over 1,000 minerals and gas, so even if he did manage to lose this army, somehow he would be able to rebuild it very quickly out of all his production structures. He's getting armor level 3 now, cranking out lots and lots of bio. Back in his base, nothing too exciting, not adding on any production structures, but he's mining comfortably off of 3 bases now. If we look at the income tab now, we'll see ClouD has finally taken a lead in harvester count, 62 to 53. He's not trying to take the gold base for himself, but he is just cleaning out whatever Socke had left there and taking out this last third mining base here. So Socke losing all of his map presence here. All he's got left are a few Colossi, which ill-advised in my opinion, since there are a lot of Vikings still in the air. Sentries are a good choice, though, to try and accompany these Colossi, but they go down just so quick there to these Vikings, even with 0 upgrades. And Force Field's locking out all these Marauders. This is very, very heavy Marauder composition here, but Stalkers and Colossi don't do too well against those stimmable Marauders. Still a bunch of medevacs just floating over Socke's former base. It's looking really bad for Socke right now. I know I've said it a couple of times now, but look at this. 193 supply for ClouD, 80 for Socke. Despite being in such a huge lead and triple expanding, ClouD just had a really, really huge engagement here in the middle of the map, able to kill off Socke's entire standing army. That really changed the tide of this battle. All the upgrades are in ClouD's favor. Of course, Socke is not too far behind, but really didn't need any micromanagement there. Just set the Vikings on the Colossi, stemmed up all his millions of MMM units, and that was basically it. EMP, massive EMP, hits all these sentries, or at least 4 of them, so Force Field's not going to be possible from them. Guardian Shields will still go up. Not enough energy to actually drop a ton of pivotal Force Fields. Socke has no chance to win this game. GG's on out of there, so that was Game 1 on iCCup Fighting Spirit between MYM ClouD and ATN Socke in the Justin.tv Invitational number 2, but it's just Game 1 in a best of 3 series, so we've got Game 2 to look forward to. Let's go see what happens next.